Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching the first episode of season 5 of The Expanse. We have made it here, you guys. I am so freaking excited, and also like quite a bit apprehensive because I've heard a lot of good things about the season from you guys, luckily with no spoilers, and so I fear that there may be more tears and a lot of emotions on the horizon, and yeah. Also, this means that I'm so freaking close to being caught up with The Expanse, and that makes me a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Although I'm honestly just gonna rewatch it and then read the books. So I'm very much still in the world of The Expanse. But I'm going to stop rambling. Well, not quite yet, actually. Let's talk about where we are. So, okay, you guys. So I was going to do a recap, but then I started doing the recap and I realized that it was way too rambly and I didn't want to put you through all of that. So I trust that you know that where we are. I know where we are. Let's just watch the episode and then we're going to talk about it afterwards and all of the things. This is really not great. Hasami, UNS. Okay, so did it see it?
Rogue asteroids around Venus, we got ourselves a bona fide space oddity.
Sensor and comm arrays are offline.
I think that was a radiation surge. It felt like something hit us.
What the fuck?
We've got a hull breach, deck 6.
Seal it off.
Is it
Everybody gear up.
Marco? Because they have the stealth tech, right? Philip.
What do you know about the rock?
What?
The rock, what do you know?
Nothing. Nothing. We just got here. We do.
Who knows what you know?
Nobody.
What's left? Good to go, okay? Good to go.
No.
Naomi, your son is... I think it might be too late.
Can maybe use some help here.
They're gonna leave you.
Tell my father what you did. He will be proud of you.
I don't think that guy gives a fucking shit if your dad's proud of him or not. He's dead.
Alex and Amos are both off station on personal business.
Where are they?
See, Fred's got a soft spot for you and your crew, and you're taking advantage of it. I call that stealing.
Dude, I would not piss her off.
Just a minute, I want to see. Listen.
Later, I have something for you.
You couldn't use a comm?
Not for this.
It's about her son. Go away. Nobody asked you to be a part of this conversation.
This is your son.
Yeah, but he's I want to be happy for her, but like I have seen what he's capable of, so it makes it more difficult. I wonder if Fred knows.
Hey, how's the Rossi?
Still a ways to go.
I can't be ready soon enough.
He looks so like clean and stuff. It's weird.
Just a couple things I have to deal with. You should probably grab dinner on your own. See you later, okay?
Okay.
She's not communicating with him about this. Oh, okay. But if you love each other, you should have open communication. Okay, he's going to Luna.
Think you're in the wrong place, Copain. First class deck 1.
Late and Jenny for changing bounce.
You snore?
No.
No.
He's scared.
So, we have a new service for passenger. In-flight insurance for protect yourself and once you love. For to say, give you good peace of mind.
But we get insurance before when we board.
That one is fire. This one cover everything. Optional, of course, but pay if you want. You never know what could happen if you don't.
No. You're shaking.
There was a
people.
time I got caught in a reactor crawl space when a coolant pipe blew. You get it on your skin, it ain't good, but it washes off mostly. Breathe it in though, you
Get those radioactive particles down in your lungs where you can't get them out. That pretty much melts you from the inside.
What the fuck are you
I
talking
had to
about?
get all the way to a maintenance airlock, open an emergency panel, strap a mask on my face without breathing any of that shit in. Point is, I learned some things about myself. I learned that I could hold my breath for almost 2 minutes while engaging in physical stressful activity.
So?
How much damage do you think I can do to you in 2 minutes before the knockout gas gets to me? Because I'm betting.
A lot.
It's a lot.
There a problem, Kay?
I was just letting your associate know that nobody in this cabin pays for any of your insurance or anything else from now on.
Ah.
What crew you run with?
The Rocinante?
Never heard of him.
You probably have. I'm out of context here.
Might be, you fucked up, Coyle?
I guess we'll find out sooner or later.
I would so not fuck with Amos.
Where are you going?
He has Mercury's
You
back.
crazy, kid. You know what they're gonna do in there.
I hate waiting.
He's like, let's get this confrontation over with.
Be smart and take the beating. Be better if you do.
Better if I don't.
Amos said ain't nobody taking advantage of him.
I'm working on a story. Relax. We're not on the record.
You're always on the record.
All of the protomolecule in the solar system was destroyed.
Earth, Mars, and the OPA all confirmed it publicly.
They're lying.
How would you know?
Because why else would someone be doing protomolecular research at a secret facility in the belt?
That sounds like a rumor.
But you clearly don't think it's impossible.
I think a lot of crazy shit has gone down over the last few years, and that can make people believe crazy things.
If there's any more of it out there, who knows what it'll do next? I'll tell you, I think you know what it'll do next.
I don't.
And if you do, you have a responsibility to let the people know.
Brother Yakuman, the best side of series.
Hey, hold in.
Hun, take a breath, calm down. Yeah, there you go. Why were they looking at her like that? Naomi, don't go off on your own. I feel like I'm stressed.
Very impressive, Razorback. Please knock it off and maintain
Bobby?
your designated approach vector while you are in the pattern.
Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to show off.
Alex. You gonna call?
Are you and Dawes doing protomolecule research? You're playing with fire.
Here we go again.
People are poking around. They know the OPA has it.
All they have are rumors.
One little glob of that stuff on the Rossi activated the machines on Illis and nearly blew up the whole fucking planet. If any of it ends up on a colony, that same thing could happen.
These entities created the artifact and destroyed the protomolecule builders. Wiped out their whole civilization in an instant.
And now we're using their rings.
You're saying these things are a threat to us?
A threat to everything.
And how do you know that?
Every time I pass through a ring, for a moment,
he feels it.
It's like I pass through their world.
And each time I see them, they seem angrier. I think we're waking them up.
Oh.
Thousands of people have gone through the rings. No one's reported ever seen anything like this.
Okay,
Made a dozen transits myself.
He's clearly a special case. Are you...
How many people has this artifact killed?
None so far.
And nothing else like it has been found on any of the other colonies?
Not yet.
So in other words, what you're worried about is pure speculation.
Isn't that the... Yeah, that's what precaution is. It's figuring out what's going to happen and trying to prevent it.
Got a ship of your own? A good crew? Someone who loves you and you love? Go build something with her. You're not responsible for the world. Do something meaningful with the time you have in it.
He's James Holden.
The world will go on without you.
I mean, it literally wouldn't... it literally wouldn't have multiple times. But okay. Yeah?
Look, I know I should have called ahead, but
What do you want?
I want to see you and Melis.
He's away. Field trip for school.
I needed to talk to you in person to tell you how sorry I am.
Which answer are you looking for?
I don't understand.
I say we're fine and you're off the hook. You don't have to feel guilty about abandoning us because we're fine.
No, that's not
Or
it.
I say we're all broken up about it and you get to feel loved and missed, so Which one are you looking for? Here's the answer. You don't get to know. You're not a part of our lives anymore. We don't owe you any closure.
She's not wrong.
Hey, Bobby!
This is an interesting bar.
How's everything
Brother?
going with... Yeah.
We haven't been in touch for a while.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure you'll fix it.
Why are you sure?
Because you're you, Bobby. Gotta stay positive.
I'm staying realistic. Some things can't be fixed and sometimes you're a fucking moron to try.
Oh, okay, that's no way to be.
I know where my son is.
Okay, good. This is communication. This is talking. This is good.
Incredible. How did you find
I asked Fred to help me find Philip a while ago.
Where is Philip?
Palace Station. But he won't be there for long. I have to go there now.
No,
Do
no.
whatever it takes to get the Rossi ready to roll.
No.
I chartered a freighter bound for Palace.
She's gonna go by herself.
It leaves in a few hours.
You can't do this alone. It's too dangerous.
You don't understand.
You didn't give me a chance to understand.
If I show up with an Earther, with James Holden at my side, it's only gonna make things harder.
I'll stay aboard the freighter. At least then I'll be close if you need any help.
You can't help me with this.
Why?
I don't want you to. This may be the only chance I ever have to see him. His father is gonna get him killed, and if I don't at least try and stop that from happening, I'll never be able to live with that.
I have feelings. I'll talk about it later.
Hey, Miss Burton. Are you and Miss Burton?
First of all, I didn't start it. And second of all, they were all alive when I walked out.
We're not here to arrest you, sir. With your escort. This way.
What? Oh. I was not expecting this scene.
You look like shit. You look amazing. Thought you were like Queen of Earth. You don't keep up on current events, do you? Only the ones that I could do something about. Why are you going back to Earth? That's none of your business. I assume it has something to do with James Holden? What happened on Ilus? The Perso molecule?
No, actually, I don't think it has anything to do with any of that. I feel like it's a personal thing.
A friend of mine died. She was important to me when I was a kid. I'm going back to Baltimore to settle her affairs.
Oh, is it the lady he talked about before?
What's this for? For teaching me how to walk in night boots. It comes in handy, especially in this godforsaken place. You and I have very different life experiences, Chrissy. Don't call me that. I'm a member of parliament, not your favorite stripper. You can be both.
Amos, stop it.
Do you intend to kill anyone down there? I won't bail you out if you do. Can I go now?
That was the ship Naomi and Marco blew up, right? Well, Marco mostly.
We can teach them to fear us, to hate us because they fear us. Because when you are weak, you can be surprising.
All right, you guys. So I appreciate the lack of a cliffhanger. A little bit stressed about it. A little bit stressed about the fact that the entire episode was at a really like calm sort of introductory pace, if that makes sense. Like it was just laying out the story for us, you know, saying here's where Alex is, here's where Amos is, here's where Holden is, here's where Naomi is, Fred, Christian, you know. We just sort of got this nice sort of meandering pace, and while I love it, I can breathe, I can think and take in what's happening, it also really scares me because I feel like Expanse doesn't do that without following it with like, I need a fucking second to breathe, can you calm down episodes, if that makes sense. So the fact that this is the first episode of the season and it scares me, essentially. I really liked it. I loved the sort of reintroduction to all the characters and the sort of leisurely pace, we'll say, that it kind of took most of the time. Like there was definitely moments of like, what? You know, but like it's Expanse. There of course is going to be those moments. There is a lot to talk about though. So we are starting off season 5 in a way that very much stresses me out. And that way is every fucking body is separated, okay? Like everyone. We have Holden on his own. We have Alex on his own. We have Amos on his own. We have Naomi on her own now. And we have Bobby on her own. Christian on her own. Like, just, we haven't seen Kamina, but we know that she's on her own, at least without characters that we are familiar with. Obviously, none of them are actually on their own, but, you know, they're separated from their sort of supporting characters and their group of people. Now, I don't mean supporting like they're not the main characters. I mean that they literally support them, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that just stresses me out a little bit because I like it when my crew is together. I like it when my people are together and they're there and they can have each other's back and they can take care of each other and make sure that the other is okay. And when we separate like this, we don't have that. We don't have anybody to make sure that Amos is okay, or Holden is okay, or Naomi is okay, or, you know, etc., etc. So that puts me a little bit on edge going into this season, but I don't know though. I am excited about this episode and this season. I am going to try to be articulate now. Getting that out of the way, let's talk about the meat of the episode, I guess you could say. I don't know why that's kind of actually a gross saying, but we sort of were introduced to Philip, I guess you would say, for kind of the first time. We have seen Philip in passing. We saw him with Marco when what was happening to Ashford was happening, but this is the first time that we've actually seen Philip taking command, being in charge, and sort of having his own mission, I guess. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. And I mean, it's obvious that I'm not a fan. Like, why would he literally murdered people in cold blood for, I won't say for no reason, because I guess in his mind there is a reason, but it was unnecessary. And like, I genuinely don't understand what the point of that was in the first place, because it's not like the scientist understood that it was that the rocks or the meteors or whatever were coming from a devised plot like that from the devised plot that Marco has, you know. They just thought, oh, like this is a like they said, an oddity in space, you know. They were excited to try to figure it out, but I don't know that they would have been able to reverse engineer the trajectory to figure out that it was Marco. So I'm not sure what the point of killing them was, you know. I guess if I'm gonna judge by the voiceover at the end with Marco, it's to instill the fear of the Belters, because, you know, you have to be feared in order to be respected, which I don't think is actually the case, but that's sort of his narrative, right? Like, they don't respect us or see us as a threat. They don't see us as being as strong as they are. They see us as weak, and as long as we're weak, we're underestimated. And so we can do this crazy shit, and then they'll fear us, and then out of that fear, they will respect us enough to leave us the fuck alone, which I disagree with as a premise, but I think that is kind of his premise. I disagree with the idea that fear is actually a good foundation for any sort of relationship or beneficial societal sort of interaction, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think that using fear as a foundation is going to ever get you where you want to go, right? I think that people who would rather be feared than loved are coming at things from the wrong perspective. Of course, that's just my opinion. Maybe that's more of my worldview. I think it's probably obvious, very disagree with Marco's worldview, and I think that his morality is very skewed, and the way that he views the world is very skewed. And from an in a way, I can understand it because of the way that the Belters have been treated by the Inners for their entire lives. But I think that Kamina, Ashford, Naomi, a lot of the Belters that we've seen have come out of that with better worldviews, and I like theirs more. I don't know. I'm rambling. But my point is that right now, as it stands, it's hard for me to get behind Philip. It's hard for me to get excited about Naomi going to rescue Philip on her own, or going to talk to him or see him or try to get through to him, because I'm not sure how old he is supposed to be. Okay, at least 16, at least, based off of, you know, what he looks like. I feel like his worldview, his sense of morality, his idea of what is right and what is wrong and what is good and what is bad is most likely already pretty fully formed at this stage of his life. So I don't know that Naomi is going to be able to get through to him in any meaningful way. And so that kind of makes me not as excited to see their interactions, because I just think it's going to be hurtful to Naomi, and it's not going to be helpful to Philip or the characters that we root for. I don't know. I could be way wrong though. You know, I could be way wrong. I do think that people can change. I definitely don't think that people have an inability to change as they get older, or that being a better person isn't possible through, you know, introspection, self-evaluation, all these things. So I'm not going to say it's outside the realm of possibility that Philip is going to come to the light side, but I don't foresee it happening, and I worry for Naomi, and I just really don't like Marco, and yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. And I'm confused as to Naomi's reasoning for not wanting Holden with her. I understand that insofar as that she thinks that Holden is going to be a liability to getting through to Philip because he is an Earther, and James Holden and all that encompasses in the opinion of the Belt, the world, kind of, right? But insofar as him just being there as a silent support system to be able to protect her if she needs it, like, I kind of don't understand why she doesn't want him there in that sense. And it makes me a little bit worried about their relationship, because I do think that in a healthy adult relationship, you should be able to lean on your partner, and they should be able to lean on you in instances where you need somebody to just provide that sort of emotional support. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting to it. I'm getting to therapy, I guess, but their relationship feels a bit rocky. And I don't love that, because, you know, I love them, and I think that they're really good together, and I think that they're really cute, and they're my ship, and I like it. And yeah, I want good things for them. Sorry, you guys, I know this is super rambly, but one last thing about Philip and my perception of him, I guess. When the guy got stuck and there was like 35 seconds left and he didn't even make an attempt to save him, and even more than he didn't make an attempt to save him, he didn't give a fuck that he couldn't save him, right? There was no indecision, there was no worry, there was no sadness or anything on his face to indicate that this was even a remotely difficult decision for him, right? The guy next to him, he looked at least remorseful about it. At least like, oh, we're not gonna try. Like, and then he seemed a little detached or upset when he was walking away, right? And yet Philip had none of that, which, again, it just makes me worry about his sense of morality, his sense of just who he is as a person, really, because he doesn't feel that, you know? He doesn't, or at least from what we've seen, he has no problem sacrificing people, murdering people. Like, it's not a thing to him. It doesn't faze him. And that worries me. And I think that that's the problem with groups like Marco's, is that there's no sense of loyalty or camaraderie or family. Like, they don't care if they leave a man behind. It doesn't matter. That they're just an expendable cog in a machine that they can replace at the next best opportunity. And I just don't like that way of thinking. I just don't like that way of thinking. That's it. I think I'm done talking about that now. So next, let's talk about my boy Amos. He was, or he is apparently traveling to Earth, and he was on this ship shuttle transport thing called the Lazy Songbird, which I just think is a really cute ship name. But he was on that shuttle, right? And so he was going to Luna, and then from Luna, he's gonna go to Earth. I'm guessing it's like when you have to catch a connecting flight because your city or the city closest to you doesn't have an international airport, so you have to go to this place to go to this place. Like, that's kind of what I can relate it to. That's just my frame of reference for it. But he is going to Earth, he told Christian, because somebody that he was close to in Baltimore has passed and he's gonna put their affairs in order. Now, I remember that in the past, he has mentioned somebody named Lydia that protected him when he was younger in Baltimore. This is from the top of my head, or this is not from the top of my head. I looked back in my notes to make sure that I was right, and her name was Lydia. But I'm just going to assume off of the top of my head that that is who he's referring to. And when he says set her affairs in order, I don't think that he's talking about her estate. You know, I think he's gonna set her affairs in order. And I'm very curious as to what this is going to entail. Obviously, we're going to be having Amos interact with people from his past on Earth. We're going to find out if my theory that Amos Burton is not his real name is true. We're going to find out, you know, just if any of the theories that I have about his past based off of what he said is true, like where he grew up, what his upbringing was like, all of that stuff. So I am very excited. I am very excited and very scared because I don't think that the environment and the world and the life that created Amos Burton is, you know, a happy-go-lucky tale. I don't think that it's filled with rainbows and sunshine. I think that it's gonna make me cry, and I'm not ready for that because I love Amos and I just want good things for him, and I want happiness for him. And like, I just want him to be happy, and I want good things for him. But I am very excited to see if that's whom he is referring to, and if not, then who he is referring to, and you know, what we can learn about Amos through whoever he sees when he's there. A few more things about Amos from this episode. One, he is carrying Myrtle's bag around. Did he kill Myrtle? Is Myrtle dead? This is a rhetorical question, and if they answer it in the show, please don't tell me. But like, he fucking killed him, right? Like, if he did, I'm fine with it. Also, some small things. I loved Amos defending those people, and like Amos being like, I realized that I can hold my breath for 2 minutes while doing strenuous activity. What do you think I could do to you in those 2 minutes? Like, he could fuck you up. That's what he could do. Like, you would regret it. Which, I mean, those people learned in the showers later. So I love that Amos just is the type of person that he's like, I know where you're gonna attack me. I'm just gonna fucking go there now because I don't like to wait. Like, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Let's just get this over with. I don't want to be sitting here sleeping, eventually decide I want to go take a shower, have to deal with that then. Let's just do this shit now and get it over with. A little bit worried about his mental state, you know, with that scene, but also always worried about Amos's mental state. So, you know, nothing new. What else? Amos flirting with Christian is the funniest thing. Him calling her Chrissy, like, it's so funny because Christian is such like a powerful, strong, buttoned up person that like nobody else would dare to talk to her the way that Amos does. And I love it infinitely more for that. Like, their interactions are fucking gold. That whole, like, that entire scene, gold, gold, gold. I loved it. We also, in this episode, had Alex on Mars trying to reconnect with his family, which is a bit confusing to me because I feel like, was it season 3? Season 2? Season 2 or season 3, right? When he sent that message, and I felt like he kind of was like, I feel bad, but I was never happy there, and I couldn't have made you happy, and I'm actually happy here, like in space doing this. And I kind of felt like that was his true feelings on it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of weird to me now that he's going back and trying to make amends. Like, if he's trying to make amends just so he can be in his son's life, so he can have a civil sort of relationship with his ex, like, that makes sense. But if there's anything more to it, I kind of don't get it, because I felt like he had been honest when he said, I'm sorry that I hurt you, but I realized that this life of being a husband and a father and on Mars and doing this, like, that's not the life that was making me happy. And so I couldn't have made y'all truly happy living a life that was making me so unhappy. And this is the life that makes me happy, being on the Rocinante, you know, flying around, doing all the stuff that he's doing. I don't know. It feels a bit weird, but I am interested in seeing how he interacts with his wife and his son. It kind of seems like the son is a bit more standoffish than he was in previous video messages. The wife obviously is, Talia, is that her name, I think, is very unhappy with him. And, like, honestly, I respect and understand what she said to him. Like, what do you want from us? And then she's kind of like, you know what, it doesn't matter what you want, because I don't owe you. We don't owe you anything. And so whatever you're here for, bye. Which is a very valid response, honestly. So don't blame her for that. I don't know. I'm not sure where Alex's story is going with this, but it's interesting. I think he's going to have a little something to do with Bobby, presumably, because, you know, they're both on Mars, and they had that scene in the weird Western bar on Mars. And I don't know. Bobby is very cynical right now, and she's very much accepted that Mars is dying, and she's not in a good place mentally, so she was not going to be in a good place for that scene with them together. But I do think that kind of what she said is true, you know, like, it's a little too late for Alex and his family, and I think that he's just a little naive in his thinking that he can just come back so many years later and make amends when there's so many years of hurt and pain between them. All of that being said, I am excited to see where Bobby and Christian are going to go. They're kind of teamed up to figure out where the weapons that are being supplied to the Belters and Marco are coming from. And yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see Christian hopefully take down Marco. I think that would be awesome, because I hate Marco and I love Christian. So that's kind of the only reason I need. But I like that she's formulating a plan. I like that she's putting together 2 and 2, that she has people out there keeping an eye on things, and that she's not just sitting idly by and letting stuff happen. I mean, that's not Christian. She was never going to do that. But I just love that she's not doing that. And last but definitely not least is, let's talk about Holden. So he is sort of the heartthrob, celebrity, beloved hero of the universe, I guess now, which, you know, fair, it's earned. We have, oh gosh, I've forgotten her name now. I knew her name. Reporter lady, you know who I'm talking about. She's trying to interrogate him because she heard that there is an outpost in the belt that is doing research on the protomolecule. Now, I had totally forgotten that Dawes and Johnson took that bit of protomolecule back in season 2 when they had like the scientist guy, right? And they like kidnapped him and all that stuff. Like I totally forgot about that. So of course there's still proto-molecule though. I kind of thought that we were like done with proto-molecule, and I was like, okay, where are we going from here? But you know, no, proto-molecule is still here. Proto-molecule is still here. And we also have, you know, the race that killed the builders, right? So that's great. Holden says that they are getting angry, and he can feel that they're getting angry. And like, once again, as always, I'm a little frustrated at people like Fred Johnson who just aren't listening. They like, at this point, how when fucking James Holden, of all people, tells you something about the proto-molecule or the race that killed the proto-molecule, how are you not listening? How are you not listening? How? Like, he's literally like the leading expert in the world, okay? Basically, you know, like, it frustrates me. It frustrates me. Like, he's like, well, I've been through the ring and all these other people have been through the ring and we don't feel it getting angrier. It's like, yeah, no, of fucking course you don't. You're not me. Like, when has Holden been wrong about something in regards to the proto-molecule? Like, can we just, like, I don't understand. But, you know, whatever. People are stupid. Also, in this scene, we had Fred Johnson, you know, tell Holden, like, just, you know, take a chill pill, relax, go build a life with this amazing crew that you have, this, you know, beautiful woman, like that kind of thing, right? Which I don't think that that's bad advice, but I don't think that it's helpful to, you know, Holden. But also it's like, what did he say? He was like something along the lines of, the world's not going to end if you're not here to save it, or something like that. And I'm like, what? You're gonna say that to the man who has literally saved the world multiple times, where it would have ended as we know it had he not been there? Like, Fred Johnson, hun, what fucking show are you watching? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm amused by it, but I don't get it. But I don't think Holden is going to let the proto-molecule thing go. I don't think that he should let it go. I mean, what the fuck else does he have to do this season? It doesn't, you know, doesn't seem like he really has a choice. I just, like, why are we not listening to Holden now? This is season 5. Why have we not learned to listen to Holden when he says shit? Anyway, I think that is all that I have to say about the first episode of season 5 of The Expanse. I am very excited to see where this season goes. Very nervous to see all the moving parts and see if they come together and see if our people are okay and what is going to happen with who and when and where and how it's going to impact everybody else. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling and let you get about your day. As always, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. No pressure. If you don't have to. And you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description below. And until next time, which I did see is called The Churn, so kind of nervous. I know that's the name of the Amos book that is about Amos. Yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna watch it right now. Anyway, I will see you guys in that episode. Until then, bye guys.